Hello, everybody. I know what you're thinking, like, this is Saturday service, but it is. So last month, we did have our service as normal, but we had a brand new camera, and so weren't able to get that up and working properly in time. But we had an amazing service, and I was able to go ahead and record the medium sessions, so we will have those shortly. But I also wanted to go ahead and give the message now and the talk of the day, because I know if you're watching this, you care about this service just as much as we do, and didn't want you to miss out on the message from Spirit and the talk of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and go over those now, and then we have an amazing professional giving a talk, Victoria Conrique, and then we also have professional mediums, Jennifer Phillips, Marissa Michaels, and Susan Schueler giving messages from loved ones. So please stay tuned for that, okay? Message from Spirit. You are a seed, a beautiful seed that has the potential to grow and bloom and become part of the garden of life. However, sometimes you feel the need to protect your seed with a hard covering. Perhaps the elements of life have made you uncertain, and in that uncertainty, you feel the need for protection. Now is the time to crack your shell. Allow your sensitive and beautiful heart to beat for one another. With an open heart, you will then see and feel all of the beauty around you and realize that you too are a beautiful being. We have created it so that you already have everything you need to manifest all that is meant to be. You may rest assured that your soul will always be in our hands, and with that comes our love and protection for you. So push aside any fears or doubts that may arise, for those may seem natural to you, but they only allow you to hide behind the seed and the shell. We encourage you to grow from your seed with all the power that we have provided to you. It's all within you. You only need to allow. Within that seed, there is light, but we can see sometimes you keep your light hidden. Perhaps it's out of comfort or convenience. Perhaps you may worry what others will think or may not embrace you. But remember, when your light is hidden, then the world is missing out on your spark, your unique spark. You will light the pathway for many among you if you can allow yourself to shine as brightly as we have created. The darkest room would become the brightest, allowing hope and love to emanate from your soul out to the world. You are meant to be the light. You are the light. So with our love, we invite you to remove the shell that has bound you. Free yourself from fear and worry and self-judgment. Step into your light. Shine your light with all the world and become a place of oneness. One built on love. All right. Now, here was our talk of the day, okay? Sometimes it may feel as if life is dealing you a bad hand, a raw deal. It can seem unfair, unjust, and we can feel powerless, especially if we were unable to piece together the reasons. Sometimes we find ourselves getting wrapped up in the small things: traffic, bills, arguments, bad decisions, and poor relationships. It's through this process that our biggest challenge can be simply one of surrendering and trusting without the privilege of logical answers. It's taking that leap of faith without knowing the outcome. To have the courage to put your wonderful self out there in a way that is authentic, loving, compassionate, and know that you won't fit in the box of the masses, because you are not a box. What if tomorrow you were told that you were dying? Not someday, but soon. That your life is going to suddenly become cut short, and that there's nothing no one can do. Now we can go into the philosophy that your soul made a contract before you incarnated into the physical realm. But truly, Would you feel that you lived in all of your power? Would you feel that you made your mark? Not the mark in the material, but the mark in the human emotions, the human level. Would you be able to leave today feeling as if you accomplished everything? I mean everything. Raise your hand. I'm waiting. Be honest. Is there anyone out there who feels that they've exhausted it all and are complete? The human spirit does not want to give up. The human soul is designed to have hope, optimism, and belief that there is always more time. But sometimes there isn't more time. Sometimes the buzzer is about to ring. Time is running out. Each and every minute, time is ticking away. As Steve Jobs mentions, your time is limited. So you've been nursing your garden long enough. Now is the time to bloom. Open up your source power and radiate with every fiber in your body and every ray in your sunshine. Allow your energy and light to burn and spread to everyone around you. Be you. Own your power. You are not meant to just be passengers and passerbys to the experience of life. You are not just meant to live life. You are meant to be life. We are all here to love one another, to connect our energy and power to create one source, one power source. The same source from which we came, the same source from which all residents that resides in our being. But sometimes we have trouble connecting. Maybe someone doesn't think the same way we do or have the same principles, so we start to pull away. Sometimes we can misunderstand someone, what they're about. That's normal, all right? But give everyone a chance. Give everyone you meet a chance for them to not fit into your box, but a chance for them to be exactly who they are. You will find that when you attract those around you and you do it with acceptance, there is a desire for even more energy, more oneness, more love. If we can, as one, start accepting each other for being different, then we can begin to return to the source of spirit, the source of oneness. It's time to release ourselves from the cages that we have built, to open the door, to trust that your being is needed in the world. You are needed. Your words of love and kindness are needed. Your unique self is needed. Is it really about owning a house or having a nice car? So many people seek safety and security. We are meant to be adventurous, not trapped in a system that reinforces conformity. Life is not about conformity. Life is about expression. That expression of you. So today is a wonderful start. Open up the door to your cage. Let yourself fly out. Spread your wings as wide as they will go. Be free. Be yourself. Accept those around you. And then together we will have this one source of love. I do hope you enjoyed. And now stay tuned for the mediums.
That you have both feet in, and you're trusting it. You're trusting that you are going to go and you're going to get whatever it is that you're actually being treated for. It takes time, it takes practice. I see a lot of people who do spiritual mind treatments, and they do become frustrated because it is a very scientific prayer. Everything kind of has to be in the right order. So I mean, it's a great prayer to kind of be able to treat for. But the one thing is that you remember that nothing's just immediately going to be manifested. So you're not going to blink your eyes and then, voila, there it is. But it actually is a really great prayer. People treat for abundance. People treat for a billion of things. Whatever it is that you feel at the time in your life that you need, whatever it is that you feel your soul is lacking, that is what you'll definitely want to be able to treat for. with spiritual mind treatment, it actually dates back to the Ernest Holmes days. So Ernest Holmes is actually the founder of spiritual mind treatment. He's the one who would literally go and do spiritual mind treatments for individuals who were sick, individuals who needed some sort of help anywhere within their life. And because he did it so often and so frequently, he would actually, he would have instant manifestations. Because he not only did he treat constantly, not only for himself, but also for others. You know, it's part of the whole role with the whole role with spiritual mind treatment is that the more you treat, the quicker the manifestations will be. So because of Ernest Holmes, he continuously did that. So when he did that, he had instant results quickly. He would know in a matter of seconds, I don't need to do this anymore. So when you do treat, and there's a lot of things on the internet you can look up with spiritual mind treatment. Once you actually do your spiritual mind treatment, I know, for example, with me, when I'm sitting and I'm doing my spiritual mind treatment, I instantly feel it. I feel the power behind it, I feel the energy behind it, and it just continuously radiates. And the people who I've done it for, they actually see the results. You know, it's funny because my wife, I'm totally gonna call her out right now. She's the biggest skeptic ever, okay? No idea exactly what it was that I was able to see or hear. She'll kill me after for this. You know, it was just a year ago that I told her that I could see and communicate with spirit. And when I told her, it was totally like, it was a Kodak moment. Her mouth just dropped open, right? But it kind of came to the point where I had to tell her because I could not cover it up anymore. So I went ahead and I told her it. And little by little, she started to kind of accept it more. Well, she kind of had no choice because, well, even our son, he has it as well. So, you know, as I mentioned, little by little, she started to accept. She got into the mode where I say that she drank the Kool-Aid. And, you know, now we do spiritual mind treatments together. And it's such a great thing to do with your family. The one thing is that it produces positive results, nothing negative, but we never want to use it in a negative way. But it does have tremendous, tremendous results. And I can continue, you know, go on and talk about spiritual mind treatment. There's a lot of things on the internet, a lot of different things you can look up. Definitely feel free to look up. You can always get with me. I would love to show you how to do it. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Colby. And wow, it was just an honor and pleasure to be here. Thank you, everyone.
Forward right now. And she's an older woman, so I do know that she lived a full life. She draws my attention to her stomach. And I do feel that this woman did have stomach issues in her life. I believe that she is either the mother or grandmother on the mother's side of a female who's here. And I'm leaning to this side of the room. My attention's right straight here. Ernie, like around Ernie and behind Ernie. Ernie, raise your hand. Okay, so like right here. So this would be mother or mother's mother, stomach issues in life, and I feel like they were problematic. It was more than just like I'm gluten intolerant. That's pretty much everybody right now, right? Okay, Ernie, do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. With this, okay, and there's a few of you, okay. So I've got 4, okay. And I do feel, don't go to sleep on me, but I do feel like I am on this side of the room, okay? All right. I do feel like this woman was a rather small in stature as well. I normally don't do physical descriptions, but there's something little about her. But I don't feel that her energy was little, all right? I feel like she was that way, but okay, who was still with me now? Who's with me now? Okay, so I have 3 people, all right. I do feel that this woman was creative, and I feel like she worked with her hands. She did things with her hands. I don't know if it was like a traditional needlepoint and things like that, but it could have even been something like my candle making. She just feels like she had a creative side to her. Ernie, James. All right, so come on. I feel like this is a mother, okay? All right, let me sit here. I do feel like she's here for a daughter. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Mary, okay. May I work with you, Mary?
I ordered a reading.
Oh, you did? Okay, I like that.
I put my
All right, so let's see what we can say about your mom here. would I be correct in saying she was smaller in stature? Okay, yeah, she just kind of seems little to me. It's like I want to hug her, so I know she was a hugger, and I want to hug her, and I want to lean down when I hug her. All right. I also feel like this was the type of woman that when you spoke with, she really listened. You know what I mean? She was a very present person. You know, sometimes people aren't real present. And I feel like there's a real friendship between the two of you. I mean, like a real friendship. And it feels like, I do personally know you, but I don't know about your childhood and things like this. But I do feel that you were a good daughter, even at an early age. This is what your mother's telling me. Do you understand that? Okay. Okay, do you understand that? Is that correct? Okay. And I feel like she's definitely saying as you progressed and you became older, there was a tightness, all right? But I don't feel like there was, okay, I understand this. She lived far away from you, correct? Okay, yeah, because there's like a distance here that I'm getting. Okay, and I do feel that there were medications at the end because I'm feeling really dehydrated right now. I don't necessarily feel dizzy, but I feel really warm, and it feels more than just a hot flash for me right now. Okay, yeah, so I just feel like there may have been a lot of that going on. But I feel like what she wants to do is definitely not focus on the end, okay? Because I feel like when she lived, she had a zest for life. She's just young. And I feel like she had a very active life. She doesn't feel like an older person that just kind of, just sat still and I'm just going to kind of, I feel like she would have really embraced today's sermon, I don't know, do we call this a sermon? Today's message, because that's kind of the way that she did live her life. I feel as though also that she knew, I don't know if she articulated this, but she knew for a while that she was getting ready to pass. Do you understand that? Okay. Because I feel like she put all her ducks in an order. Do you understand? There were no, but even though she did that, I feel like what she's telling me right now is she wished she could have prepared you better for it. Okay, because I feel like as much as and it does feel like she went through and she tried to prepare you for it. Do you understand this? Yeah. Okay, but I feel like she's still saying she didn't do enough. And this just tells me that this woman put so much on herself. Do you understand that? It's like she, you know how some people aren't accountable in life, and then there are other people who are so accountable. I feel like she was overly accountable for things that she didn't even own. You know what I mean? And that just feels like she was like that. And you have a sister? Okay. Would I be correct in saying that your sister gave her more for a run for her money than you did?
In ways, yes.
Okay, because she's kind of like, she's like,
Well,
okay. I'm seeing only one sister, so okay. I feel like I've got to talk about this for her to bring up this one sister. Younger sister. Okay, well she's showing me somebody who's down, so I want to say that there's a maturity level. Would you understand that? Okay, because I feel like she's showing me a sister who's not as dependable as you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to let that go because I don't understand. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to tell you. I feel like if you did ask for this specific message today, I feel like what she's telling you is she's delivered, and I feel like what she's saying is she always delivers for you because you're so special. All right. She just wants you to know that. Okay. And I thank you. Thank you. I know I'm supposed to know this, but how much longer? Like how?
5 minutes.
5 minutes more. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you. She was a good one to open up. Okay, I have a gentleman with me. He does not feel as though he became an old man. I do feel that he had big energy. I don't know if, by the fact that I'm doing this, I don't know if this means that he was a barely chested man, but I just feel like big energy as I say this. He doesn't feel like an immediate family member to the person who is here receiving this message. But I feel like this was somebody that you would have been close with. And I also feel like there would have been medication and a sickness because I feel a dehydrated feeling again that I get. Okay, this is too vague, so I feel like I need to go direct. He almost, I do get the impression like he's more like an uncle or somebody who was like your uncle. All right, somebody who was like your uncle. Is it that cold over there? You look like you're freezing. I'm sorry to say. Oh, okay, so you're shaking. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, there's something with my throat right here that I feel like I need to. Okay, so what I'm looking for is an uncle who got sick at the end, who you were close with, who would have been on a lot of medication, and I feel like almost would have been like kind of the cool uncle. Do you understand what I mean when I say the cool uncle? The one that you can kind of talk to. Okay, you say, anybody else? You can raise your hand, anybody else? A few of you, okay, I see you shaking your heads no. I'm like, yes, no, I'm not sure. Does that make sense to you? A little bit, okay, let me get something more specific. Okay, I feel like this man was good with his hands. Okay, I feel like he was definitely like, he was a man's man. You know what I mean when I say a man's man? All right. Okay, anyone else? Because this is man's man, he really wants to push this out there. Okay, so, sorry? Okay, so may I work with you? Okay. All right, so I feel like he was a man's man. I do feel like you had a good relationship with him. And I feel like you saw him quite frequently as a younger person. Do you understand this? No, okay. Was there a tightness though? It feels like there's like, I just feel like you can talk to this guy. Okay. And I also feel like at the end, and I know I said that there was an illness, but I also feel like there may have been like a breathing issue with him. Do you understand that? Because I feel like I need to take a deep breath and I'm not getting any air as I do that. Toward the end, okay. Okay, he wants to go back to the manly man thing. So I want to talk a little bit about this, what he considers. Would I be correct in saying that their cars were important to him? No, okay, I may not be with you. Okay, okay. Cars, he specifically when I say manly man, he brings up cars to me. Was this your uncle?
My uncle.
Your uncle, okay.
He owned a car
And he was a
Yeah, he owned a car dealership.
giant man, okay, because that's important. He was a bigger guy. And the breathing, there was something up with the breathing at the end, and I do feel he was sick.
He died quickly.
Okay, was it ill?
He diabetic.
Okay, because it feels like there was an illness, an ongoing illness, because one of the things that happens to me when I have somebody who's got an ongoing illness is it's like they've been on medications and the medications dehydrate them. So maybe for the diabetes, there was something like that.
He was not taken care of.
Okay, I understand. But the cars are important. The cars are very important. And I want to say that, would I be correct in saying he left the car there was a car that he left to somebody?
Several.
Okay, but there's really one, he had the car. If he had other cars, there was one that was the. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
I could maybe place that. but
Okay, okay, ask about this, because this is a dark car.
Okay.
Okay, this is a dark car. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and I do feel that you spent time with him when you were little.
Yeah.
All right, because there's that tightness. Okay, that makes more sense to me. Okay. And I want to say that, okay, he had a bit of a vulnerability to him that didn't really match his size. Do you understand what I mean by that? You picture big guys kind of like, big and tough, but I feel like this guy was able to be vulnerable and like emotional and fun, especially little ones. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I just feel like he has such fond memories of you when you were little. So I don't know if he necessarily spent time with you when you got older, but it feels like what he wants to talk about is when you were little. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, just sure, you're not just saying that.
No, I'm not just saying.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure. Okay. God's calling. Okay. All right. Okay, I feel like this is what he wants to talk about is with you, okay? And the ability that you have to be raw with people, okay? He's really proud of that you've got that going on, okay? Because he's saying, I don't necessarily feel like he had a lot of regrets. You know what I mean? I feel like he kind of lived large, okay? And he's saying, like, you have this ability to be vulnerable yourself, okay? And you're, like what Colby had said before about having that casing around the seed, you don't have a real hard casing. You have a nice softer casing. So you're open and you're vulnerable and you're approachable to people. And he's saying, he's kind of mirroring the two of you. I feel like he was an approachable man. And what he's saying is, he's like, and you are an approachable person. And that is like the best way to be. And he's so proud of the woman that you've become. All right, so just be aware of that. He means this, okay? Does that make sense? Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I don't think that he necessarily would have let you know that in life, even though he was an open, vulnerable person. And I feel like that's why he's coming back right now. I feel like there's stuff that's going on with you right now where you need to hear this, okay? So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and thank you.
Thank you.
To go away because my shower's small, but they weren't going anywhere.
And in fact, I asked them to go away when I was sitting down. I'm like, I don't like it when they come with me. I kind of like to get up here and go, who's coming? Like Susan did. Who's with me? But they won't leave me alone. So I'm hoping one of you will take them home with you so that they won't try and shower with me again tonight. I have a gentleman in spirit. They come through as grandfather and father. They come through hand in hand, and I've tried to separate the two of them, and they don't want to be separated. There was an extended family here and probably some beautiful family gatherings because they came through this morning with this photograph that looked like it was taken on the green. And I feel like it would have been taken on a lake in front of a beautiful home for a very special event, like an anniversary or a birthday or something like that. The thing that sets them apart from other fathers and grandfathers is that one of them comes in a blue blazer with pilot's wings on it. So it would have been somebody who liked to fly. Does anybody have a grandfather or father who liked to fly planes or helicopters? Oh, not you again. Maybe your family won't leave me alone.
I have a stepfather.
You have a stepfather. Well, let's see where we're going to go with this. I don't know what your dad has to say to me, but I wish you'd get it out. Let's see. Would I be correct in saying there might have been sort of the feeling that the home could have been on the East Coast? It feels like there would have been a lake rather than the ocean. Or it could have been like Big Bear Lake, but there's something about a lake here and the house being on a lake rather than an ocean. There would have been large trees. No.
Not that I know.
Okay, all right.
Sorry. I have a lake, but
No flyers. No pilots? No.
But
Yeah.
there's a picture of my grandfather standing next to a plane.
Okay.
It's in the house.
Would you also understand that your grandfather would have liked to sit in like a Muskoka chair or something like that and just stare out into the lake? He would have just liked his quiet time out there. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get something more specific here. I feel like I have the number 5, which would have indicated either family members living or the number of family members in one of their immediate families. I feel like I have a connection to an R name and a D name, like a Robert, or you've got the Robert?
No,
I have a Robert.
You have the Robert.
the names were David.
It was David, not, okay.
David.
David.
And there's 5 children.
And there's 5 children. Okay, this is fun now. This is like bingo, somebody's gonna win. Let's see what else we can get here. The mother would have been, I want to say that both these gentlemen, the father and the grandfather, would have been very attractive men. In fact, the grandfather might have been referred to as a silver fox in today's world. He would have been a very attractive man in his time. You would understand this? And the son would have had a similar handsomeness to him. Would you understand that as well?
His son?
His son.
Stepfather. Not as much.
But they would have both been relatively attractive. I mean, you wouldn't walk down the street and go, God, that guy's ugly. You might have walked down the street and went, hey, he's a pretty nice looking guy. Okay. And there would have been a very close relationship between the father and the grandfather and his son. This is someone's grandfather who's here.
It's
Yeah.
my step-grandfather.
It was your
My
step. Well,
yes.
step is
Later on in life. So,
Later on.
I don't know the dynamics between him and his son. I don't know how close.
Okay.
they are.
Carl, can you take the grandfather and the son being close? No. All right. Yeah.
Oh, but I can't take the 5s and the other stuff.
You can't take the 5. Would there be 5 living or 5 children living? I feel like I have a 5. This 5 is very important. Okay, let's see if we can get one piece of information. I'm feeling like the month of June would have been significant in the family. I feel like there would have been a birth in the month of June. So there would have been a June birthday in the family. And we have another hand back there now? You've got the June birthday. I have a feeling we're over here with you. Let's see, one more. Mother would be in spirit. We want to go to an understanding of go-karts by chance, or some sort of little cart. You understand the go-karts. I think I'm over here though, because he's got the flyer. And so I want to go to the go-karts. I'm going to make this really quick because you always get messages from me. I want to go to the fact that there's a childlike exuberance that can come into our work and our play. And it's very important to
separate the seriousness from the exuberance, because the exuberance is to be played with. It's exuberance about work is lovely, but it's heady. Exuberance about play is just plain all heart. It's putting your heart out there and having a good time and getting in that go-kart when you're 50 years old and taking a ride. Because you can be 12 again in your heart. And the message is really to be 12 again in your heart, because the man who got in the airplanes, every time he got in that airplane, he loved being in that airplane. He loved to fly. And while I happen to know that you fly as well, you take it very seriously, as it should be. So get in the go-kart instead and drive. Okay, and I'll leave you with that. Okay, I want to go to a mother in spirit. Oh, oh man. And she would have been, she would have liked to do her hair in those updos, like you would have almost had to go and get it set at the salon once in a while. Can anybody on this side understand this as well? Okay. I want to go to the fact that she would have appeared tall. She would have been more of a slender lady in terms of, you know, she might have had that extra 5 or 10 pounds on her, but she would have appeared to most people as either average weight or slender. Can you understand this? You both understand this? Okay. And I also want to go to the fact that eyeliner was really important. I love this eyeliner. Can you understand the eyeliner?
I don't know about eyeliner. Eyebrows.
Eyebrows?
Eyebrows.
Can you understand the black eyeliner is so beautiful? You can't.
Oh, just mine, but.
Well, yours, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
It really feels like my makeup is important to me. Okay. I got to tell you, the feeling of this is very motherly, but I want to say it's aunt or grandmother. It's grandmother, because there's a once removed kind of feeling of this. And I love the way she dresses. She's so fashionable.
Yeah.
And she would have been somebody that you would have looked up to as a child and probably taken notes, because it was like, oh, when I grow up, I want to look like her. When I grow up, I want to be like her. Would you understand this? In terms of the way she dressed and the way she presented herself.
I got dressed up like that if I liked it or not. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but huge influence.
Okay, huge influence on you. And I want to go to the fact that she would have had issues in the stomach area. It would have been something that it would have made her ill. Something would have made her ill towards the end. I literally feel like I want to throw up right now with something that would have caused her discomfort towards the end. Would you understand not being able to keep her food down or something like that?
No, she had dementia, so she would get to the point where she would forget that she had eaten.
Oh.
And this is a woman who is always concerned about
Okay, so she'd eat again, kind of, she'd eat.
She just keep eating.
Eating, okay, thank you. And, okay, she also is indicating that her road had some bumps in it along the way, that there were some difficult times that she weathered with a great amount of grace. And she always put on a face, even when things were difficult at home. I understand this would have been around family members that may have had issues with self-control. We'll leave it at that. Issues possibly around alcohol.
Yeah.
And and not being able to control, literally being out of control. So she wants to indicate to you that while there are bumps in the road, you always take them with grace in the way that she did. She feels like you took a lot of notes. You would understand this from her and her spirit. And she says, maintaining that grace is what's going to carry you through in your life. It's going to provide you with continued success. And she also speaks to a project that's coming along that's quite large down the road. I feel like I'm looking at September for this. And so she just says, you know, it's a big box. Walk into it. You're not opening the lid, you're walking into it. That's how big it is. Okay, and I'll leave you with that.
I know I have a man who's stepping forward here, and he identifies himself as a husband. I do know to start with, I do feel pulled to this side of the room, so I'm going to try to just keep working with this and see what he wants to give me here. He's giving me the word caretaker, actually, and I do feel like the woman in the audience that he's here to speak to, I know he sends me a lot of gratitude towards you for helping to take care of him, especially towards the end. And I know that there's a long marriage here. He draws me into many, many years. And he also draws me into letting me know that you took care of him. I want to say you were very devoted to him for a long time, but there is definitely an emphasis he gives me here towards the end. So I do feel like there was a decline in health, some sort of like health issues that you were helping to sort of take care of him with. So just with this side of the room, I want to start. Can anybody take that? No, nobody can. Can anyone on this side of the room take this man? Okay, let me see if I can get anything else and try to work with him. I know for sure it's a man, and I know for sure that you helped to assist him before he passed. That feels very important with this. And I know he gives me the word caretaker again. I do feel like this man would have passed, he feels like he lived an older life, so I do feel like he lived a good long life, I want to say. And I know he keeps drawing me here. He actually keeps drawing me here to you. So do you have anybody who you helped to, this would be a man who you helped to take care of? I feel like I'm right here between you two women. Yes, you and
I
you.
just thought of somebody. Yeah, my father-in-law.
Okay, and you can also take this?
He wasn't a husband.
He wasn't a husband. That's okay.
He was a husband in life.
That's okay. Let me just go back and see if I can reinterpret. But I know he keeps drawing me here, right here to you too. So I just want to see if I can work with him a little bit more. You both can take that this would be a man in spirit who you helped to take care of towards the end, yes? That feels really important about him. And this would be a man that you knew for many, many years. This wasn't like a short-term relationship. Is that correct? Okay. And I do feel here like I had a decline in health towards the end. There's a sense here of, I do feel like he was sort of a prouder man. There was a sense of independence from him. But I feel like here towards the end, there's just a sense of like needing to rely on people more and more is the way that it comes in, okay? And I also want to talk about taking medication, and you helped him to figure out which medication to take. Do you understand that?
Not so much.
Not so much?
Yeah, same.
Not so much. Okay.
I was responsible for it. I was his guardian.
Yes, I have to say, I do feel like I'm with you. I just wanted to give a few more pieces of evidence just to make certain that I've got the right person here. What he's actually drawing me into, you know those pill boxes that have like the days of the week?
Yeah.
That he keeps drawing me into those, and there's a sense of like making sure that he stayed on his regimen. Do you understand that with this man?
No, I had to put him in care, and I went to see him all the time, so I
Okay.
wasn't literally responsible for that, but I was responsible for making sure things were taken care of.
Okay.
The other people took care of.
Okay, got it. So, oftentimes if they give me something like that, if it's not specific, it's just, I know there's a very strong sense of management and responsibility with it.
Yes.
And I know he keeps drawing me into this more and more. It's like he doesn't want to let it go because there's a very strong sense of gratitude that he gives me with this. I know he just feels here like, it's almost like either a reluctance or it feels initially like he wasn't necessarily happy with having to rely on other people. I feel though like there's something about the way that you opened yourself up to this man and you were so generous with your time and your effort. He just keeps drawing me into just wanting to tell you in different ways how appreciative he is of what you did for this man. So I do know I really need to give that to you. I also feel like there were visits he wants me to talk about here, and there were conversations he wants me to talk about here. And I feel like occasionally there's something about him wanting to make you smile or cracking a joke occasionally to kind of like, just let you know that he appreciated that time. Appreciated that time is the way he gives it. Now I do know he references in here, there's another woman that feels like it would either be a nurse or caretaker. So I know he lets me know that there were other people as well, but there's something special about the time that he had with you, right? Let me see if there's any other thing he wants to give here. I do feel like there were times when you guys would actually go, like, he's showing me an outdoor setting with grass. And there's something about going outdoors, being able to be outside, smell the fresh air, take walks. I feel like he also draws me into that as letting you know he's very grateful. What I really love about this man is that I feel like there were hardships, there were things that he overcame, but his focus today really is on what he appreciated. His focus today is really on affirming you and everything that you did for him. And I know he sends lots of love. So I feel like really I've hit on the main things he wants me to relay here. But I just want to sort of wrap you up with a big hug from this man and let you know, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you did for him. Okay, so I know I have another man who's stepping forward here. This one actually feels younger. I feel here with this man like I would be in like my 20s actually. And he does draw me in here to a sense of there being a relationship with drugs when he passed. And I do feel like he keeps giving me almost like there was some sort of accident with it, but I do know that there was some sort of drug use he wants to refer me here to. And I do feel like this man would be a friend of one of the audience members, a good friend though. This feels like it would be a close friend. I do feel like I'm on this side of the room, so can anybody take, this would be a younger man who passed. I do feel like there would have been, he draws me into drug use. I'm not quite certain if that's necessarily the cause of death, but for some reason he wants me to give that as a piece of evidence about him. So you too, okay. And I have to say, does the age make sense? If he would have been younger, he feels to me like he would be in his 20s, like earlier 20s. So you both can take that? Okay. I have to say, I feel like this man was quite attractive, the way that he presents himself to me, but I feel a little bit here like I was more of a sensitive person, so I don't feel like I always took ownership of all of the good things I had going for me. There's a sense here of being either a little more introspective at times or a little bit more sensitive. And I feel like that's sort of what led to some of the substance abuse. It's just, I really had a sensitivity about me that feels important. So you're nodding your head yes, and you're sort of, I don't know.
Well, I didn't know him too well.
You didn't know him too well, okay. I have to say, I feel like I'm with you. I'm gonna give one more piece of evidence just to make sure. I do feel like this man, there's a creativity or a creative spark I want to talk about him. So he's drawing me in here to wanting to either write or there being a reference to music as well, but I know I feel very creative with this man. Can you understand that? Okay. And when he draws me in here a little bit is that the sensitivity and the creative side was both a gift and it was also, I don't want to say a curse, but it was one of the things that was difficult, right? So it sort of made him a little bit more prone to some of the difficulties in life is the way he gives it to me, yes? Now you two are close friends, is that correct?
We were cousins, first cousins.
Okay. He keeps drawing me into this closeness of relationship. And that's actually, Ernie, why I kept feeling like maybe I was with you because it didn't feel like a removed friend. It felt like there was more of a closeness there, yes? And I do feel like I shared a lot of really fun, good times with you. And it was over a span of time is the way he gives it as well, yes? And I feel with him like I really could speak to you. I feel like I could go to you, we could laugh about things, we could sort of like share fun times is the way he gives it. He keeps showing me like going to each other's house kind of a thing. But I know with him, there's a sense of being able to open up to you. It feels really important that I want to give you. Now he draws me in here towards the end. I do feel a sense here of there being some difficulty in terms of overcoming grief with his passing. Partly because he passed so young, but partly there's something about it being sudden to people. Do you understand that? Okay. And I just know that he gives me that, he keeps showing me references here at nighttime, but I feel like he really tried his best to come visit everybody at night, especially you though, is the way he gives it, yes? And he's drawing me in here as well to another writing. Do you understand, did you actually write either a letter to him or send something where you did something with him? Well, I just want to give you here, he's drawing me into, it feels like a letter, and it feels like something he wants to acknowledge, that he's aware that people did for him, yes? So I know I need to wrap up here, but I just want to give you, I know he sends me lots of love towards you. I know he wants to let you know that he very much supports you and he's very much been around you and the family, especially due to the circumstances of his passing. And this is interesting. The last thing he wants me to give you here is something about him being very supportive for you, particularly at work. And there's something about you taking a lot of responsibility on at work, really sort of taking the bull by the horns and like getting things done. He gives me a lot of pride about, you know, what you do work-wise, but I just feel here like he's giving me this push. It does feel like, I want to say over the next several months, there's a sense of a lot of progress for you in terms of your work, where you're going. I don't know if this is a promotion or what that he wants me to give, but there is something about there being a lot to do and a lot of support he wants to give you, and a sense of like propping you up and letting you know you're doing a great job. So I just want to leave that with you. Thanks so much.
We're called like a bubbly effervescence.
Yeah, effervescence.
Huh?
Effervescence.
What is it?
Effervescence.
Effervescence, right? Don't you feel that?
Yeah.
That word. Okay, great. All right, so I'm just gonna close. A couple things I want to say is Kate Colfelt was a medium who's supposed to deliver messages as well today. She did volunteer her time, but her father passed away earlier this week, so she, you know, was unable to make it today. So I just wanted to at least acknowledge her and just show gratitude that she offered to serve Spirit. So I would like to, I'll just give one message here, and then we'll get on with our Saturday. How's that sound? Okay, good. Okay. I have a lady here with me, and she's giving me the feeling of being a little more prim and proper. So, because I'm feeling like there's a sense of straightening out my shirt, standing up tall. So I keep feeling like I'm supposed to be a little more formal with her. So she may even be more, things are proper. So I don't think she really expressed herself a lot. I don't think she was very open about her feelings. So she definitely is not from New Jersey, I can tell you. She's giving me this much more proper feeling, and she's feeling motherly to me. So this would either be your mother or a grandmother to you. But if she's your grandmother, you would have had a time where you were staying with her or living with her. So can anyone understand this? You can, okay, and you can, okay, well, okay. She's giving me this feeling also, there's a sense of religion around her, okay? So there's a sense of religion, and there's a sense of, I even want to say like the Bible. So I feel like, you know, I don't want to say, what is it? Bible Belt's normally the South, right? I don't know. But she's giving me this feeling of praising, like literally praising. Can you understand any of this? Because I feel like she's saying, she keeps pointing to you. You understand this? So you understand, and would this be your mother or your grandmother?
My grandmother.
Okay, and you understand you would have spent time living with her, or
Visiting her during the summers.
okay, and you understand this about her being formal and telling you to stand up tall, and definitely look, I want y'all to wanna.
She's a Southern, very religious.
Oh, it is? Oh my gosh, how crazy is that? Okay, well, she steps forward because she wants to say, hi, honey. And maybe I should work on my accent, right? She just told me that was terrible. That's what made me say that. So I know she did have that Southern dialect, didn't she? She's giving me this, but, you know, so even though she's rigid is the word I want to use, there's a warmth about her still, though. You understand this? Like, you can understand that there's some sort of sympathy or compassion that she had, especially for you, yes? So it's like you're the only one who can get away with things, yes? Okay, and I do feel, though, so, you know, one of the things that she wants to say, you know, she only wanted the best for you. So these teachings and these things she would go over are only because she wanted the best for you, you know, and this is what she thought would be it. But she's also, it's really funny that she always tell you to, like, go get a man. She keeps giving me this feeling of men make it, like, a little traditional here.
Yeah.
Go get married, have your family. You understand this around her?
Yeah. When I got engaged, she said, I knew he'd do right by you.
Yeah, I definitely had that accent all wrong, didn't I? But she's definitely giving me this feeling of, do you understand like a Joan or a Jane?
My mom's name is Joyce.
Oh, okay, so
My
she,
husband's name is Josh.
no, this is for a woman.
Okay.
So she's giving her love, okay? So she wants to make sure she's saying, make sure you say hi. So your mom is still in the living, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. No, that's good. I'm not saying she's not gonna be here. It's fine. I'm just making sure the feeling was right. So she's saying, tell her, make sure she said hi, okay? And there's this feeling too of you breaking out. So she's like saying, you're breaking out. You must have broke out of the mold, you know? So she's like giving you a big round of applause for that. A big round of applause for breaking out of the mold. And for being so darn independent. So even though, you're married or whatever, it just feels like there's a feeling of you being very independent. You understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, because she loves that part about you, all right? And she keeps giving me this feeling too of, enjoying just sitting around talking. So y'all just would just,
Y'all.
you got it. That's ridiculous. Sit around talking, you understand this? Okay. And there might have even been like fire pit or because I keep seeing like it being at nighttime and it getting chilly at night. So you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And there's also just really quick one more weird thing. Marshmallows. So were you guys doing what's her thing with marshmallows?
I mean, she made weird stuff, I guess.
Okay.
Marshmallows.
I feel like so think back to things she made, I saw a white puffy, which to me I feel like is a marshmallow. I feel like she's making something with marshmallows.
Yeah.
Not s'mores or anything, this is something in the kitchen.
Yeah,
but
she made
she-
like ambrosia.
Okay, because she's talking about like recipes and talking about marshmallows, so whatever. But anyhow, so she just steps forward, wanting to say she didn't want you to leave here without sending you a little love your way and letting you know that she's always around you. All right, so I'll leave that with you. So thank you everyone who got up early, who challenged the rain to come out and participate. It takes all of us. I mean, if you don't show up, there's no service. If the mediums don't volunteer, there's no service. So it takes, and we know they're gonna show up. They're stalking in the shower, for goodness sake. So we know Spirit is ready, okay? So it's all just wanting to take a moment to thank each and every one of you so much for coming together, for being open-minded and blending everyone so that we can kind of keep this community alive. Get it? All right. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.